All right, everybody. We are doing our walk around sponsored by the Whale this morning, and we are at Margaritaville, and we've got Tom Torgerson and David Cesario that are going to give us the full tour. I think this is going to be the closest tour to opening that anyone's ever had this morning, so you're going to get the full boat here. So I don't know who wants to start it, but...
Well, thanks, Ed. David and I will give you the tour here today. I was going to kick it off just a little bit with traffic flow, pedestrian vehicle, service vehicles and such, because that was just a major focus when we designed this property. We're blessed with its location being right at the base of Matanzas Bridge. So when you come over the bridge to my right here, you circle the main resort building, what we call the main resort building. You circle it on Estero Boulevard. You come up to Crescent Street, which is just down to my left here. You come down Crescent Street, and you turn right in here. There's 4 lanes here, 2 drop-off lanes and two drive-through lanes where guests arrive onto the property. Now, guests, I want to define guests because we have different types of guests.
Yeah.
We have overnight guests, which really I don't think will consume much of our parking or really much of our vehicle traffic. But we have day guests and we have evening guests.
Correct.
And they will consume a lot of car parks and a lot of traffic. That's our expectation. David has some really good news to share with you on that front that I think you'll really enjoy. But you arrive right here, and your vehicle goes into the parking garage by the valet attendants, doesn't even hit the street. You call your car when you want it. It'll come out of this garage access to my left here. You pull out onto 5th Street, go over the bridge, and you don't even touch Estero Boulevard. Now, similar if we walk over to my right, service vehicles do the same pattern of circling the main resort and then turning in off of 5th Street, straight ahead here, Ed, where you see that gate that's closed at nighttime. But service vehicles pull off the street and go in there and unload. That's our service dock right there. They as well then come out of the little opening, big opening actually, a little bit further down onto 5th Street, don't even touch Estero Boulevard, hit the bridge and leave the island. So minimizes the amount of traffic impact that we have. We keep it off of Estero Boulevard. We closed 7 access points on Estero Boulevard. We have no, excuse me, I'm losing my voice here, but we have no access points on Estero Boulevard where there was 7 previously. So that's kind of traffic circulation.
Yeah. Let me ask you a quick question about something that you mentioned. You mentioned day pass people will also be parking. Can you, I don't think a lot of people knew that, so.
That's Absolutely. Exactly good lead for David.
Okay. So day passes, we're going to put all the information for day passes out in prices, but day passes are going to include parking.
Okay.
So we're going to sell, obviously we have overnight parking, then we have day passes, and we have beach passes as well. So people that want to use the Fins Up Beach Club will have parking. People that want to just go to use the beach, we have plenty of beach parking, it's covered. And then last but not least, what Tom was alluding to is when we open, we're going to be offering a special. So it's 5 o'clock somewhere parking special. So people that want to come and try the restaurants, after 5 o'clock, if you come here, you valet park, you go and use any of our food and beverage outlets and you spend $50 or more and you bring down your receipt, valet parking's free all the way through the end of January. And we're going to evaluate how long we're going to do that for. We could certainly extend that, but we want to open up this resort and make sure that people can access and try all of our restaurants.
That's news right there.
Additionally, what I'll add regarding vehicles and such and access is that with our parking arrangement, our valet parking, our in-town parking folks, we're able to park upwards of 600 vehicles under this building. So it's, they talk about, it's spoken about often that, we lost about 150 or 160 public parking stalls on the island when Margaritaville went under construction. And that's true, we did, but we're replacing it with about 600. And really, the overnight guests, I'm estimating, would only use maybe 150 stalls at the most of that.
Most hotels drive in as maybe 40 or 50% of their occupancy. So, yeah, we have 254 rooms. The hotel guest is probably going to take up 120, 250 spaces.
So are you saying you're going to be offering parking to the public?
Yes, public
Right.
parking.
Okay.
Hundreds and hundreds of stalls.
Right.
How much will that cost the resident?
Well,
Somebody?
yeah, why don't you make that point again, because, go ahead, Dave.
Okay, so, day parking is dynamic right now if you walk down the beach. So you'll see those signs. They'll have a $10 sign, a $15 sign, a $20. So depending on the day. So the package prices that come with a day pass, you don't have to worry about it. The day parking for beach is probably going to be $15 to $20 depending on the day.
So it's in line with what everyone else is doing?
Absolutely. But the difference is it's covered parking, so your car will be nice and cool when you come back. We have an app-based program, so when you want to call your car, if you have a ticket, you can just text ahead and they'll pull your car around and have it waiting for you.
Change the oil.
Depends.
So maybe just a couple more points on parking. As I said, we probably can park about 600 cars here. The resort, as David pointed out, probably the resort, meaning the overnight guests, probably 120, 140 of those stalls that they use. That leaves, what's the math, 460 or some stalls for
Right.
public parking. But another really important point, I think, is that in that parking equation is that we have property right on the other side of the bridge. We have a warehouse, we have parking. It's where our commercial laundry operation will be taking place for the resort, and we have our employee parking there. We have 75 stalls there for employee parking. So we're not actually parking our employees here either, consuming any of those spaces. So this is a major, major advancement to the island for parking capacity. All right, David,
So-
how do we get in here?
Okay, well, I'm going to take you around. Well, let's go this way. So, like Tom described, cars will pull off Crescent Street. This is the arrival. We will greet them. We will take their bags, and they'll start their check-in process here, right in the motor lobby. So I'm going to take you around because this is not opened. We're going to have to go up the back stairs. As you can see, we've got quite a bit of details being finished. Some paint's going on.
So to your right, Ed, would be the normal entrance, the front door. It's our arrival departure lobby. It's a small, cute little lobby that has 3 very large elevators that would take you up to the main lobby, and that's where David's taking us now. You can get a little glimpse of the scale of the parking garage under here while
So
we're
you
going
can
in
see
the
our
back door.
lifts. We've been testing our lifts.
Is it 1 floor or 2 floors, or how many floors?
One floor.
Parking with 600 and some, wow.
Yes, and then we have 120 lifts as well. So most of our overnight guests will probably go into the lifts, I would imagine, because they're not probably going to be going in and out. But we are ready, and you can see the size of the garage. So I'm going to take you through and show you what Tom was pointing at through the glass here. This is our bell closet. As you can see, we have plenty of room to store luggage, and our housekeeping carts are being assembled down here. So this is the area. So once the guests have their bags taken out of the car in a bell cart, they'll come in here. You can see they started to put in the furniture, interior landscape.
And so there's 3 large elevators here that would take you up throughout the building, but next floor is the lobby level. And in these elevators, would you explain the monitoring system that you'll experience when you go up these elevators?
Oh yeah, you're going to be, there's an interactive monitoring system, so you'll see entertainment, you'll see all kinds of things about the hotel. So your check-in experience starts when you pull in here all the way through up to the lobby.
And with that, we'll have monitors in there. I think 3 different scenes live being broadcasted in the elevators. So a
Live
scene
music.
on the beach, a scene on the beach club, and a scene on the Sunset Terrace.
That's correct.
So you go up and you see what's really happening in the resort before you actually get there. So now we're going in the back door because we don't quite have our fire
I'm going to lead the way here.
release on the elevators yet, but hopefully this week we have that. There's just an awful lot of inspections, safety, fire, and whatnot, balconies, you name it. There's, I don't know, there's an army of inspectors, health, which all have been going exceptionally well. Very cooperative spirit, actually very appreciative spirit of the quality and safety of the design of this facility.
This is what the guests will see when they check in. Elevators are open. Welcome to Margaritaville. Got the signature compass pendant, the tile in the lobby. And off to your left is Fins Up Beach Club. I'm sorry, Fitness Center. Got Beach Club on the mind.
Definitely go on there.
Over time, David, with evaluation, we could likely do day passes for this too, couldn't we?
Absolutely. You know, we've been asked a lot about selling memberships, and we just wanted to see what the usage for the hotel guests were going to be. But as you can see, this is a really large, well-equipped fitness center. And as we tour people through here, they're surprised at the size and the level of equipment. You really get a great workout in here.
Very nice.
Ed's really excited about the fitness center. Aren't you, Ed?
Sell day passes. Or monthly passes.
Ed's working for that.
So as David said, you come out of the elevator here, you pretend you came up the elevator. Why don't you point out the different functions in the space, please,
So,
Dave?
as you get off the elevator, you know, we have a joke that, you know, when the bell carts arrive, you know it's getting serious. So this is the bell area. So the guest is going to be escorted to the front desk, which is to your left. The bell cart will be stored here. After they've checked in, we're going to take them right back up to their room and get them checked in. Over here to the left is the concierge desk, right here. So when we start to charge the resort fee, which will be after Fins Up Beach Club is opened, which will probably be sometime mid-January, that we'll be doing a welcome beverage right here.
So everybody knows the Fins Up Beach Club is the pool.
Yeah, we'll be taking a look at that a little bit later. This is the front desk area right here. We have 2 pods, and it's a very light, airy, great view behind you. Beautiful artwork. See how it says changes in attitude as soon as they check in. Their attitude is going to change. They're going to relax, start to have some fun. Beautiful soft seating areas. You've got all the signature Margaritaville touches, lyrics, artwork, great soft seating.
I don't want to sound boastful, but I was visiting with Steve Hazelius.
Yeah.
He's the IT person that does all the contract work, the behind-the-scenes work for the technology for the Margaritaville
Like
brand.
those elevators you were talking about. That's all Steve, right?
Yeah. And he was here last week, and I saw him sitting there. I came over and just chatted with him a bit, and he just says, Tom, this is my 12th opening for a Margaritaville resort, and this just raised the bar. This is going to set the new standard.
Right.
He's just blown away by the detail of this facility.
The brand team was here too, Tom, and they were just so happy with the way it came out yesterday. So I just don't know where to start, but this is our, really the central lobby. Public restrooms are right here, and then if you turn around, you can see the signature, the story.
A lot of photo ops
flip-flop.
here. This is the Margaritaville song, the broken flip-flop in the Margaritaville song, so a highly photographed location in the resort.
This one's my favorite color too. To your left here, yes.
It changes colors depending upon the angle.
Yes, there's a name for the color, and the brand knows it off the top of their head. So this is Live Life Like a Song retail, and so they're really far along. All the product is actually here.
Nice.
So they're starting to put up all the hardware. We'll be installing the point-of-sale systems. They're very organized and ready to go. And this is our special turtle sculpture.
Yeah, the Sharon and Chuck Bodenhoff turtle right over there that David has commissioned a pedestal being manufactured for it. And where will it rest? Somewhere in the lobby, David?
The pedestal is going to be on wheels, so we can decide where we're going to put it. But it's beautiful. It fits so well here.
Okay, what is the story behind the turtle?
Chuck's deceased wife was just an animal lover. Took animals in and was very active in animal shelters and just loved animals, and he had that commissioned, specially commissioned in tribute to her, as it says, in loving memory of Sharon Bodenhofer on the bottom of it. And then he donated it to the display here at the Margaritaville Resort.
Seems like it fits right in.
It does. What a beautiful piece. Locally commissioned.
I was just making sure those doors were open. So the store, I mean, Margaritaville really started with retail, and our store is beautiful, and it's open to the public. So this whole area, every time I take somebody in here, they're like, if this is all open to the public, we're like, absolutely. We welcome you up here. So we can, we're going to go out, we're going to actually go up to see a couple rooms, and then we're going to come back down here and do the spa on the licensed chill.
So we're going to pretend again that we're going up the elevators. Got to get Ed Steps in for the day.
You're going to get them.
Yeah, so we'll do some guest rooms, and then we'll come back down, and there's just so much public space to show. The you know, the only area that really isn't open to the public is the guest lodging spaces. That's really it. The rest of it is very accessible. On the Estero Boulevard, there's stairs, and there are elevators on both sides of the Estero Boulevard. Here on 5th Street, there's a staircase, and of course the main entry, the elevators right there. So those are the primary access points. We're going up to 4th floor now.
Testing our cardio right now.
So again, we're going to pretend we just came off the elevators here on our left.
So we have, we're going to show you some of the rooms Tom wants to showcase, and then a couple of rooms, one of my favorite rooms. So Tom, you have a suite. We'll do last. But to give you an idea of our guest rooms, this is kind of a special room because it's on the corner, so you can see the beautiful view of the bridge.
So this is a double queen room,
Yep.
but yeah, you're getting all the decor. Every single room has a balcony. All 254 rooms have a private balcony with
So
two
you
Adirondacks chairs.
Look at the view from here. You know, because of the shape of the hotel, you have all kinds of different room views. People will have their favorites for a lot of different reasons, but you can see, so this would be a partial beach view, but this is just a panoramic view from up here. So while we're up here, you watch your step there. Thank you. These are all rated balconies with a 4-inch lip. People need to remember. I've forgotten a couple of times, unfortunately.
What do you mean?
Well, there's a 4-inch lip, so
So you want to catch the bathrooms. They're nicely appointed. The barn doors, so it doesn't take any room up with a swing door. You know, something about the balconies, too, that I think is very important to our community is that this hotel was built with what we call turtle glass, and turtle glass is something that's it's a common topic of conversation on the island, as Ed knows. And you're allowed up to, by code, I think 45% of transmission of light through the glass. We actually dialed it down to 28%, so all of the exterior glass in every commercial space and private guest room space, balcony doors, everything is 28% light translucent, so it's significantly below the required amount.
meticulous planning went into the light. So I have 4 kids. We used to travel beach resorts. We have hooks. We have these hooks in all of our rooms we added. So hanging wet bathing suits, very important. Hooks in the shower. Hook here, hook here. These were added because, you know,
Out on the
you
every
don't have a lot
balcony.
of hooks. They start hanging stuff where on our furniture, and so that's a nice little feature. But
You decided to go with these kind
Hard
of floors
hard
instead of
flooring.
carpet.
Yep, hard flooring. You know, you got sand. It's sanitary. Even not just in the tropic zone, which we are technically. We're in the tropic zone. South Florida's tropic zone. But all the sand, beach, you know, centric, you know, type of an operation. It's just sanitary and clean. But what I was going to say, even our hotels in Minnesota, the new ones we're building, we're going with hard flooring.
right,
Yep.
allergens cut down, drastically cuts down.
Yeah, you got
dust,
humidity.
air quality.
Yep.
I love the doors. Not those regular hotel.
So we have two-room suites in the hotel. This is the Son of a Sailor suite here. So you walk in, it's got queens. As you can see, it's got a small wet bar kitchen area, table, nice soft seating area. This is the same view that we just looked at. And then connected to this is a king room. So there's 2 bathrooms in here as well. Basically, just the same bathroom, just a different layout, and then we have a king room in here. So you have some privacy, another bathroom.
David, you when people book rooms, you've got some means of delineating room views, and, you know, the different types of rooms, and what would those categories be? And
We have standard, deluxe, and premium, and then there's a descriptor below each. So it's
keep walking.
I've walked every room. I've walked every room with different people, and we've really tried to be thoughtful about it being very accurate to what you're seeing from the balcony. So whether it's a Gulf view, whether it's a terrace view, whether it's a partial beach view,
A lot of open space here.
yeah, really spacious lobby areas. So.
And this is the 4th floor.
This
Yep.
is 4th floor, which is a mirror of the 3rd floor. So what you're seeing here, you'd see on the 3rd floor. You know, with the shape of the main resort being, I'll call it a V,
Right.
but it's not a perfect V. It's not a sharp turn in the V. We call it a knuckle. Oh, we call it a knuckle. I guess I'm a knucklehead, right? But we call it a knuckle, and in the middle of the knuckle is back of house space. So for here we have rooms on the outboard side, bay side, and we have rooms on the beach side, outboard side. But nestled in the middle would be like things like employee cafeteria and things of those form.
And lots of storage. So on this floor, we've got our housekeeping area all stocked and ready to go. And we're actually walking down the short end of the V towards Times Square.
But in those room view types, David, is it a huge percentage? Isn't it over 200 of the rooms have water views? Am I right on that?
Yes, over 200 rooms have either a full, partial view. And some are, you know, depends on, you know, we have Gulf front. I'm going to show you an example of this coming up here. These rooms are
I
kind of-
recognize that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's actually a lot of original art that's depictions of Fort Myers Beach. All of them pre-Ian, of course. I mean, we got the
Galileo restaurants on
Yep.
there, East Lima, Plaka. Yeah,
Yep.
that's cool.
The artwork is spectacular.
You know, every day when David and I come on the site, we're seeing new things. I call it, you know, it's kind of the sizzle phase of the project, the sexy phase, where all the finishes are snapping into place. On the outside, we still have 3 outside murals yet to go on the building. One at the corner of Crescent and Estero, one directly across that in our beachside building, and a really spectacular one that I think people are going to really, really enjoy that's going to go on. As we know, affectionately, the cigar hut that got wiped away, but our new replacement beach club bathrooms.
So Tom, I think this accurately depicts why we're saying over 200 rooms. So this is the far short end of the V that Tom was talking about. The further end goes right over to across Estero to Building 2. And Picture says 1,000 words. So
You know,
we
there's
all have our favorite rooms, and I like these rooms. And we're right above the spa, so we have other rooms that are down in the action. And I like to observe it from a distance.
You know, there's a number of things that made this layout of the resort work, but two really key things is one that you're looking at. It never would have worked if that wasn't Crescent Beach Family Park, so that this view would never be obstructed. And the other thing that allowed us to concentrate the density non-beach side was the pedestrian bridge, the Bridge to Paradise, which we'll show that later. But those are the two main features that really allowed this layout to work.
This gives you a great idea of what the License to Chill Terrace, which is really an amazing part of our resort, looks like.
Very cool.
Couldn't be a nicer morning. Okay, well, we're going to have to try to squeeze down here. Well, let's try to get right down here. There may be wet paint, so.
How many, David, point of sale pieces of equipment, the old-fashioned term cash registers, but this is quite a number. How many are there on the resort?
It's 54.
54 so-called cash registers on the resort.
I'm not that good with numbers, but I literally just set up the training room with Steve.
And the point of that is that there's so many outlets, and you're going to see them here today, but all public. And it's a very interactive resort. We expect well over half of our revenue to be non-resort guests, but day and evening visitors.
Oh, sorry, I got turned around here. So I'm going to take you into St. Somewhere Spa. So,
Coming in the back door.
yeah. So if you kind of walk around me, you can get an idea of what it looks like when people check in. So they'll come off the terrace.
Just off from the fourth floor.
Yep.
There you go.
So this is the check-in area to the spa. We have a beautiful water feature, as you can see, the timber look in here, wash station, hair.
The different treatments, David, I suppose you're going through that now, maybe. Okay.
So we have hair, manicure, pedicure. All the stuff is coming in, getting set up.
Totally open to the public, taking reservations already. We're
Yep.
getting reservations already for the St. Somewhere Spa from the general public.
We are. We've already got a lot of reservations on the books. I think the day that we open the reservations, we got 7 within the first hour.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a hit. I think the local community is really going to love this.
So the treatment rooms are in back, so it's probably going to be maybe kind of tight view in here, but this is the relaxation room.
You need
Windows
a
are-
relaxation room. The whole friggin' place is a relaxation room.
Yes, I know. But this is like the relaxation within the relaxation.
I see.
And so we have this is our treatment room here, like a facial. Here.
Nice.
And then we have our massage rooms. We have 2 dual massage rooms. So they could be a couple's massage room, or if friends are traveling and they don't mind and want to, we figure like so there's a little bit of separation here, but beautiful design.
Nice. So
Beautiful
Dave,
artwork.
I wanted to ask you a question. And your experience in the hotel business, who opens to the public like TPI and Margaritaville is doing? I mean, it just seems like almost everything's open to the public, and the public's going to get a discount. Do you ever hear that? Like the way they're doing it here?
No, I mean, it goes back to that first interview that we did. One of the most remarkable things is the way that it was carved into the neighborhood and open to the public. And it's, you know, now that it's unfolding, you see the access off of Estero or off of the other side of the hotel. So we hope this is just part of the community. People are up here all the time. It's open for that. You see that licensed to chill terrace, Coconut Telegraph coffee shop, the retail, the spa, the parking facility. That's what it was made for. So we're in the spot. We could probably go out onto the Sunset Terrace now. This is a good spot to enter it from.
I mentioned a lot of the sizzle is going on now, day by day. Landscapes rolling in. Sunset Terrace landscape is maybe about 75% complete. To my right, for example, it's incomplete. This is going to be a sand dune with native plants that would be on the beach, protecting dunes. And I should add, by the way, that our vegetation and landscape plan is in 100% compliance with the Town of Fort Myers Beach vegetation code. So the License to Chill bar, this is really spectacular.
I wanted to show, you know, you can kind of get a shot of the murals on these shutters. So every detail looks great.
Something walking out here that you know, is subconscious unless you mention it is how quiet it is up here. Once the doors are opened up here, you'll just see how quiet it is. Our speaker system for music is spread throughout, dispersed throughout the 1 acre space up here. So we don't have to have much volume at all for everybody to just enjoy the live entertainment or the recorded music that we play here. We have a system, integrated system for AV, that you can walk around the resort, isn't it, with an iPad type device, David?
Well, like your reference, so we can, it starts in the elevator and all throughout the resort, so we can let the guest experience the music anywhere we want. We're going to be getting all the training on it from Steve next week, but out here, of course, we're going to do live entertainment up here.
Where are you going to do that? Where's it going to be?
Well, there's several locations we could do it. We can actually do it in the corner right here. We could do it over in this area here. And then we could do it in the corner over there. But we can run power and pretty much do it wherever we want.
We have these plug and play, what they call plug and play stations, where the entertainer just plugs in. They don't even use their own amplifier, do they?
They can if they want to, but they can use ours as well. So,
and depending upon the event, so if it's a traditional sunset, 7 day a week sunset ceremony, you know, the entertainment might be maybe in this location here. I'm not sure. But something like a New Year's Eve or a bigger celebration, bigger entertainment, you know, type of event would probably be down in the corner there where the shades are.
That's where the band is going to be on New Year's Eve.
Okay.
Right at the Sunset Pavilion. So the details are about to come out on New Year's Eve here, but we are going to have live music. We have a band. The OTP band is going to be playing up here. So it's a...
Open to the public. Right?
It's the name of the band is OTP.
No, well, I didn't mean that.
It's just you put that together fast. Yeah. Right. It's going to be.
I want to get a shot of this view over here.
Going great. Good. Oh, look at all the bikers at the
Tom's
intersection.
new favorite office right here. You'll often find him sitting up here. So this is one of my favorite spots for sure already because there's always a little breeze up here.
You know, we could have crammed this space full of just tables and chairs or just assembly space, but what we chose to do was try to make it like a backyard. So, for example, along this row here, there's nooks of seatings, of leisure chair seatings of 6, 8, 10 chairs around a fire pit. I think there are 5 fire pits with individual seating zones along this stretch here. To your left there, Ed, is a I call it a community fire pit. David probably has a different name for it with all the Adirondacks around there, but a very large fire feature there.
I've never seen one so nice, really. It's beautiful. The main fire pit. And so Licensed to Chill restaurant is in here. Licensed to Chill bar. But this whole area, if you sit up here, you're going to meet somebody on the staff pretty fast, and they're just going to make sure you don't want to have service. So if you've got a cup of coffee in your hand from Coconut Telegraph, they're going to realize that. But it's just, we want to kind of treat this as one large rooftop restaurant bar. And there's lawn games and a lot of different things to do up here for family.
And to further activate, like David says, the yard games, but also you have 2 retail operations up here,
right.
out in this zone here. Custom kiosks being made right now.
We have 2 kiosks that'll be here. They're going to be lifted up onto here, but there'll be one over here as you come out of the lobby, and one over here as you come down the stairs from Coconut Telegraph. And
I'm going to take a walk around.
Okay, and can you announce who that local retailer is?
Island Girl is going to be doing and that was Michelle Feldheimer owned a store in Santini Plaza for years, and it built up a really good brand, local brand. And we talked. We got introduced, and I said,
You know, Ed, to our right here, I'll point out, I think there's 12 or 10 rooms that walk directly out to the terrace. They'll have their fenced-in little cabana or seating area, yeah. But they're actively integrated. They'll have their own electronic gate, so they can enter right from the sunset, from the terrace here into their room. But I think these will be popular with groups that have events taking place here, whether it's wedding groups, and maybe the wedding is out on the terrace on the.
This is just a great feature. So there's a room for everybody, really. So if you want to be down in the action, Gulf face, if you want to be a little quieter, you want to face into the bridge, if you want to be right down here on the terrace, it's very convenient. So you can see the
yeah, there's speakers throughout all these plant beds.
Now.
And again, turtle lighting throughout, fully stamped and certified turtle lighting plan by the FWC in local community, plus in total support of the turtle lighting program. We will do a walk around with the town, Beverly Hatterfield and Chad Schutz and so on, one evening before we open, do last minute tweaks. We've already discovered, we did about 2 months ago, that there was one significant faux pas with turtle lighting. Our parking garage downstairs had the wrong lighting on it. It's kind of white. It's white, it's white and it's bright. And so we made a quick decision. We'll be able to get all those lights changed out before we open to turtle-friendly lighting and photometrics. Another thing right now, when you drive around the resort on Estero Boulevard, you can see into the parking garage. That will change quickly with time as you see the vegetation that's being planted, the shrubs, but also the bougainvilleas. It's completely lined in bougainvilleas. That those lattice squares, those little lattices, openings, well, they're actually really big openings around the parking garage, will infill with complete bougainvilleas and obstruct the view in there. Really soften it.
Somebody get ahead of you and go open up the shutters to Coconut Telegraph? So you can get
as we stroll.
This is what everybody would see when they first come out of the resort from the lobby.
This is the main feature of the, I call it the Bayside Resort, is the Sunset Terrace and the views that we have here. The beach side, it's the Fins Up Beach Club is the main feature there, but from an outdoor perspective, which is why we all live here, why we all come here, why the visitors come here, is to be outdoors. It's not to be indoors. Yes, we have air-conditioned space. When you're going to see some really beautiful air-conditioned space pretty soon here. We missed the ballroom. That's let's double back quick, Ed. We got to go, show the ballroom off here. We might have to go in through the lobby. There is so much to see. I hope we're not boring everybody. It's just, I even forget some of the things that, some of the key points of the resort as I give tours through here. Oh, abracadabra. We're going to go to the ballroom, 5,000 square foot clear span ballroom that opens up to the Sunset Terrace. So the reception, social area would be out in the turf area of the Sunset Terrace, and then the ballroom inside. We're walking through the main resort kitchen. There's a number of kitchens. We have 4 kitchens in this resort, but this kitchen services the ballroom, room service, the 5 o'clock summer bar, and the 5 o'clock restaurant. That's what this kitchen services. If you like kitchens, you'll be able to see more kitchens in this tour upcoming here shortly. Service corridor to the ballroom. Hope the lights are on. A little bit they are. We're getting ready for our employee orientation. I think we're pretty close to 100% on the hire. Maybe there's a little bit of hiring yet to be. You're seeing half of the ballroom. It has partition walls that can downsize it into smaller rooms, but this is basically half the space here. So we're getting ready for employee orientations. I think this coming week, Wednesday is the day I think in one day I'm told we're probably going to have as many as 350 of our employees only on property here doing the orientation process. So we'll be busy this week here, and the contractors making their final push. They're really staffing up, paying overtime. We're going to have quite a few workers here on site today just to really make the final push. It's our goal to actually open up Thursday, December 7th. Now, by saying that, I don't want to jinx us, but I think we can make it. I can't say I'm 100% confident, but I think we can make it. And
will you back up some reservations when you know for sure? Because
yeah, we will. We're not quite there yet, but we will. Big challenge that David and his team have is opening how many restaurants in one single day?
4 restaurants.
Four full
restaurants.
service restaurants in one single day.
And then several weeks after that, the 5 o'clock somewhere bar and grill. So.
Okay, give everybody the hours of the restaurant and the license to chill bar and coffee shop.
All right, so Coconut Telegraph is open from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day. So generous hours in there. License to Chill is open up from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day. So we have a la carte breakfast served here or outside. The bar opens up at 9 o'clock in the morning. So generous hours out here, and 10 o'clock is when we're going to try to shut things down out here unless we have a special event. You know, there are guest rooms facing in here. So even like the music, it's licensed to chill. So the music's probably going to be acoustic, amplified acoustic, because we have La-Di-Da, which is going to have a little bit more...
That's higher energy.
Higher energy. Thank you, Tom. That's the right word.
Another one of the retail kiosks, Sharon's, will be right up here in this space behind you.
It's going to actually be right at the base, right down here as you come down. And there's 2 kiosks on the terrace. One is as you exit the lobby, where we were over there, and then the other one's going to be right in this area here. So she's going to feature her Island Girl apparel, and then one is going to have more gift items. So this is Coconut Telegraph, which has got...
We were able to come up with a name and the concept for this one, working with the Margaritaville brand team. So this is the first ever Coconut Telegraph. Jimmy Buffett does have a song, Coconut Telegraph. I think anybody that visits or circulates around Fort Myers Beach knows of the Coconut Telegraph. It used to be a one-by-one. You tell somebody, I got a secret, don't tell anybody about this. So you tell somebody that can't keep a secret, and within 10 minutes, the whole island knows about it. Now we don't have to work at that process because now we have Beach Talk Radio. So that's the new Coconut Telegraph.
It's not going to be a secret for long. So,
but David, why don't you kind of share some of the things that make this operation unique?
Well, the accessibility, but the menu in here is going to be great. So we're going to do, time-appropriate items for breakfast, but then we have a nice lineup of bowls for lunch in Coconut Telegraph, and then we have boozy milkshakes. We have signature boozy milkshakes at night.
When you say boozy, you mean booze?
Yeah, they've got like a key lime one, really creative. Our manager in here is extremely creative. So we've got one that's like an old-fashioned. We've got one that's key lime. We've got a tropical one. We've got a peanut butter s'more. So that's going to be really popular. So.
Yeah, and this was really kind of a brain thought of John Dammerman, our partner in the project. He's experienced that elsewhere in a few of his travels, and we indoctrinated it here. So it'll be the first ever for the Margaritaville brand.
All right. We're going across?
We're
going across the bridge to paradise.
It's going to be a change of temperature.
So this is the other reason that made this layout of the resort work, was this bridge here. Again, there's elevators on both sides, open to the public, publicly accessible. Staircases, publicly accessible, multiple staircases actually, and just a lot of reasons to come up. It's not like one reason to come up the elevator. There's many reasons to come up. We use the word activation all the time in our conversations.
You guys just go down the front, and I'll come
okay.
up. I want you to get the real impact of coming in.
So we're taking the pathway that's the public pathway now to our beachside resort here. And in the beachside resort, it's 4 stories, and second and third floor is all guest rooms. Obviously, very premium views and balcony views. And then the second floor that we're arriving at right now is JWB's Grill, which is seafood, fresh seafood, and chop house. This is our finer dining establishment. I think it opens at 4 o'clock every day. I think it's 4 to 11. So one of the things on Fort Myers Beach, and this is another John Dammerman item, is that a little later at night it's hard to find a really nice restaurant to eat at. There are nice restaurants, but they just seem to close early. And this one will run later into the evening. So we're coming in the front door of JWB's. Take it from here, David, please.
Okay. Well, take in the view. So you'll come in here. We have about 35 bar seats. There's 9 bar stools, some beautiful soft seating, 2 signature bar high tables right here. There'll be the hostess stand will be in here, and actually it's behind you right there. So if you want to you can actually see how the bar is going to be set up. All of the artwork is not in place yet, but the light fixtures are in. The banquettes are gorgeous, really pop. And then we have our restaurant seating. We have about 115 seats in here, all ocean view. Let me get out of the way. You don't want to take a picture of me right now. So
again, 28% turtle glass. 28% turtle glass.
So Tom just approved we actually have our menus on our website.
Okay.
They went on a couple of days ago, and they look great. Tom just to approve them, and so you can see all the items on there.
And pricing is very reflective of the other establishments on the island and in the area. In fact, last night, because we're at that point of pricing, was just reviewing with another establishment that just opened last night. We're at the ribbon cutting of, and just so glad that they're coming into the neighborhood, and more will soon be around the corner. But our pricing is really right in line with the other establishments in the area. But I think we'll all be a little bit different, and our venues, each one will be a little bit different.
Yeah, we wanted to provide a different experience in all of our outlets. I think the brand has learned that they really need to have unique venues in each one. Right. So I think we really pulled it through here. And
Is this also open to the public?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Very much so. We'll tell you if something isn't, but really it's
It's
really the
easy.
guest
That's what
rooms.
I said it's easy. You asked me last time. I said it's easy to tell you what's not open to the public, but it is open to the public. You just have to buy a pass to get into Fins Up Beach Club.
In addition to the view here and the culinary experience, one of the neat features here, Ed, is right, if you can kind of swing around towards us right now, please. This is a display kitchen, so the cooking will be actually done out front in the restaurant. Right here.
Exhibition kitchen. Prep area in the back. We actually, Mark Rogers from the brand was here yesterday. We were just walking through the menu in the mise en place that we behind her can really self-contain everything out here. So prep will be in back, and this is, with the culinary background that I have, this is a dream.
Yeah.
This kitchen, the way it's designed, you can put out great dishes, and the customer's going to feel, they're going to see their food come up, the finishing touches going here, it's going to come right out to the table.
Did you say people can look on the website now and see the menu for
Menus
this
are up
restaurant?
there, yep.
Okay.
All of the menus are up there. I think 5 o'clock somewhere is not, because that one's still being worked on. And then this week we'll put up Coconut Telegraph. But we've got License to Chill, JWB, and La Di Da are already up.
Let's keep walking back this way. I told you, you might get tired of seeing kitchens. This is a massive kitchen. It's actually 2 kitchens, support kitchen for JWBs, right, David?
That's right. So this is the prep kitchen for JWB, and this is a generous size. And this is the line for La Di Da, which is the largest bar. So this is a 280-plus seat bar and restaurant beneath us, and this line, that's why you see the size of this line. We have dumb waiters over in the corner here to help us really just get tables clear and get up to the dish room, and then a large dish area.
Shared dish area for the 2 restaurants.
And then you can get an idea of the size of this line. So our culinarians are all very happy to see the layout and the equipment.
And then the prep area here for the La Di Da. And the reason it's upstairs is because of us being in the velocity zone. And in the velocity zone, it's just literally impossible to build a kitchen at grade level. We were able to overcome the bathroom issue in Fins Up Beach Club, but not...
Oh, nice.
Yes, but not the kitchen. So the kitchen's upstairs. We do have support facilities for La Di Da downstairs that you'll see, but not the actual kitchen. So the food will run down steps to La Di Da, and as David said, the clearing, the dirty dishes will go up, what we call dumb waiters. There's elevators that'll bring those up to this level for washing.
That's right. Really well designed.
It's amazing how far it's come along in such a short period of time.
And the next 2 weeks, yeah, I agree, Ed. And the next 2 weeks is just going to be dramatic. It still feels a little bit like a construction site, but it's not going to. And we're going to be in full training mode in the next 2 weeks. 2 weeks from now, I say. And I talked a little bit about the hiring process, David, when you weren't with us, but you've got orientation occurring this Wednesday, don't you?
This Monday.
Oh, Monday.
Yeah. Were you able to get into the Compass Rose ballroom?
We did.
So you can see that we have 2 sessions, Tom, on Monday, both for about 125 people. So we're going to onboard those people to TPI on that day. And
It's like being behind the rides at Disney.
yeah. Well, Tom talked about Coconut Telegraph being a first of its kind, and this is La Di Da. We've got music and everything.
Yeah, there's a lot to see here. This is a spin-off from Margaritaville's Land Shark Bar and Grill. We wanted something that was a little more modern, yet beachy, and we worked together. First concept was a little too historic in nature. We want each venue to be a little bit different and have its own defined character. So this one's a little crisper, a little lighter, and I'd call it more modern, more contemporary, but definitely beachy. It's got all these garage doors, these impact garage doors. You can control the climate based on wind, rain, temperature. All the doors can adjust individually. You know, the perfect day like today, it'd be wide open. Every door would be up and wide open. Huge bar. How many stools are there at this bar, David?
There's 50 in this bar. There's 60. There's 50 in this bar. There's 60 at 5 o'clock somewhere. So
very much La Di Da is a song that Jimmy Buffett produced, and it's about mermaids, and you can see all the mermaids in here, and this is the first ever La Di Da bar, and you can see on the sign there it's established in 2023. We're going to get it open in 2023 by the hair of our chinny chin chin.
We're going to serve something out of here by end of 2023.
We're going to meet that criteria. I think there'll be a lot more of these La Di Das to come in the Margaritaville brand.
This is their favorite logo. So the brand team was in here yesterday.
Can you imagine
Confident
T-shirts
mermaid.
with those on it?
Yeah.
They're going to be big sellers. Yeah, make them yellow. Yellow Army.
Explain again about the garage doors. It was a little hard to hear over there. So these are all going to be open during the summer, or during the
Well, like a day like today, they'd be 100% open. So you will adjust them based on wind conditions, temperature. Let's say, you know, in the summertime you get that spring up or flash up thunderstorm, and you know, you drop down for, you know, a half hour, an hour during that. But they're just adjustable door by door. You can create any kind of climate in here you want. Yeah, these are all high tops. This is our, as David said, this is our high energy venue, entertainment 7 days a week. In here, we have three locations that we have live entertainment 7 days a week on the property.
Yes. So these tables just got put together. They're going to go outside. So there's a total of 288 seats inside La Di Da. It's a massive walk off the beach operation. So every single afternoon, as the music shuts down in Fins Up Beach Club, live music will start here. So our music lineup is, you know, carve out License to Chill, which is kind of its own experience. You can see the difference in the ambiance up there. Down here, garage doors open unless it's so windy that it's just not comfortable. And then, you know, you're going to be hearing, if Fins Up live music is playing, we can play it in here. And we have speakers that point. You can see those tall telephone poles, piers coming out of the sand. There'll be speakers out there. So if there's live music at Fins Up Beach Club and you're on the beach in front of the hotel, you're going to feel it. And then as we switch over to La Di Da, we hope that our customers will kind of migrate over into here as Fins Up Beach Club closes. There's a lot of work to do in there each night to get it cleaned up and ready for the next day. They can come right over here, and we have live music starting. And the live music will really be over in this this corner over here we've identified. We're going to be setting up music there. So, I mean, you can see that the scale of this bar is massive. There's 52 bar stools, and there's 60 at 5 o'clock somewhere. So we can open them or close them. So if it's windy or there's wind and rain, we can close them.
Tom, what's the fence? Is there going to be a fence there? What's going to be the? Yes,
so we have outdoor seating on the sand. That's what those picnic tables are being assembled for. But we were grandfathered in. There was a seawall when we bought the property, and those pilings exactly follow the seawall. And in the downtown zone, I forget what the percentage is, but you're allowed something like 30 or 35% of your property forward of the CCCL to have outdoor food and beverage service in. So that line of pilings goes all the way along the front of the property and represents that zone that we're able to serve food and beverage in out on the sandy beach, as they call it.
So I know it's not going to be the orange fencing. What's going to be the?
You know, it's going to be this netting that you see up here. The netting, it's fish, kind of like commercial fishing netting.
It's a little bit heavier than that decorative one, but it provides a clear view. No obstruction.
It's actually installed right there, Ed, but there's also the orange fence. You know, the orange fence is kind of dominating. The construction fence will go away. But it's almost fully translucent. And that was the goal.
And that wood out there, is that?
That's a required ADA access ramp to the beach.
So get access, people get access on that side of the pole, and the ADA access right there.
Yep.
Yep.
Both sides.
The primary access is going to really be the other side, which we'll spend some time on when we get out, probably with the fins up. I don't know where you want to go next, if you want to do guest rooms or fins up, David.
Well, while we're over in this tower, we could probably just go right up to the 4th floor and take a look at these Gulf-facing rooms. And then come back down.
Okay, so let's do that. We'll go up and just kind of get a feeling for the guest rooms in the beachside resort here. Then we'll come down and spend some considerable time on the Fins Up Beach Club, because there is just a lot going on there. And we'll talk about the public access points from beach to Estero Boulevard. There's 2 of them. But having just left La Di Da is really, along with Fins Up Beach Club, is our very high energy zones of the resort. The Sunset Terrace is really kind of the sanctuary. You're up above the traffic. You notice you just don't have any traffic noise there. Subtle music, more relaxing environment. And then, of course, the fine dining JWBs.
Missing those elevators now.
Okay, next challenging question, David. How many elevators are there in this resort?
There's 10.
I thought there was 13. Is it 10? You would know better than me. I'm glad it's not 13.
All right. So we looked at my favorite room. Tom's. Now we're going to look at Robert's.
And Robert is?
Chief Operating Officer. Right. He likes to be down in the action. I'm going to get the one next to us open too, Tom.
Okay. These rooms are about 2 weeks behind the rooms on the Bayside Resort. Yeah, there'll actually be a dining table that goes into these balconies, these large balconies. You know, this also gives you a better line of sight, Ed, of where our Sandy Beach area food and beverage service can go. You see that crane or that lull over there, it's bridging across the fence, but that whole zone here is where this guy in orange is walking, is where we can do food and beverage service out on the Sandy Beach.
Chairs out there.
Yep, chase lounges, chairs, picnic tables, full food and beverage service.
So inside Fins Up Beach Club, there is a beach area on the sand, and then there's pavers, so you get a really great experience out there.
We have 19, to be exact, we have 19,000 square feet of sandy beach that we're allowed to do food and beverage service on.
So this is a Gulf.
We wish we could do it on all of it.
These are the special 30 rooms over in this tower.
30.
Yep. 224 in the main resort and 30 rooms over here. The room next to us, I can't get that door open, but okay. This is the exact same view.
You know, the side views of this building are really spectacular. In fact, I'll show you my favorite room. David, it's the one on the right here. If that door opens, that's actually my favorite room. And the reason for it is I really expect the county in Crescent Beach Park to build an amphitheater on the other end of Crescent Beach Park with the back side of it facing the west, so the people bring in their beach chairs for concerts, and the sun sets behind the stage. The audience watches the sunset and watches the concert perform in the amphitheater on the other end here. I hope that's not a pipe dream.
I mean, can you imagine they did that?
Oh, well, that's more than a hint. I've been talking to him about it. But
I'll ask him today when he comes on the show.
Yeah, Brian Hammond. Hammond.
Do you have are all the bathrooms functioning in all the rooms?
Yes, they're flushing.
This tower, I'm not sure.
We our gas meter for this tower goes in Monday, so our boiler thing, you know, you can take a shower, but it's going to be cold. Maybe one room on the right here, David, so they can see the other side view, which is also spectacular. We haven't talked yet too much about the Fins Up Beach Club, but that is our other than La Di Da, it's our other high energy venue in the resort. It's a party. It's going to be a party 7 days a week. Every day of the year will be a party out here. And so if you have one of these rooms, which, by the way, they're going to be private, the partitions will get installed here in the next couple of weeks. All balconies will be private.
Yeah, I can walk you through a little bit. So the far end, where Wistina Way is, there's 8 cabanas along there. Each cabana holds up to 6 people, and has a safe and a refrigerator. Beautiful. You can rent those, and then we have about 500 Chase lounge chairs around the pool area. And there's also seating on these Bahama shelves, or sun shelves as they're called, in the pool. And then, our signature food outlet inside Fins Up Beach Club is the 5 o'clock somewhere bar.
And so now I'm shining onto the stage, live entertainment 7 days a week on that stage during the afternoon hours, and that will be piped into La Di Da. La Di Da has a direct view of this stage as well as the people in the pool. And then after, as you said before, David, when the Fins Up Beach Club shuts down later afternoon, then the party moves into La Di Da, where the entertainment, the next band will fire up in La Di Da.
That's exactly right. We don't want to, when the music stops here, it's pretty much going to start in La Di Da. So if somebody is not a day pass person or a hotel guest, they're going to feel like they're in Fins Up Beach Club. If they're out on even if they're out on the beach, we're going to project the live music out there. And then, as this winds down, we're going to start it in La Di Da. We just got done with, we auditioned 53 live entertainers, all different types, from steel drums to full bands. And we have about probably 20 or 30 providers that we're going to start with our scheduling.
This is a dumb question, but are you going to separate the room?
Yes. Okay. Yep. They're going to get installed in the next 2 weeks. Another question about these birds. We just talked with Robert yesterday, and we're going to start firing up something that Disney World does. In our planning, I'd noticed at different venues in the past how the birds, restaurants, outdoor dining, how the birds are really bothersome. And why aren't they at Disney World? Why aren't they bothersome at Disney World? So we did some research into that. And Disney World has these machines throughout their acreage that emit a scent that birds don't like. It doesn't hurt the habitat. It doesn't hurt human habitat. Humans are oblivious to it. I don't think they even can sense it.
It doesn't hurt the birds either. They just don't like it.
And so we have, I don't know how many machines we have, but we have the Sunset Terrace is completely covered, as is the Fins Up Beach Club is completely covered with these machines.
Yeah.
It's just about finished. It's just there's so much landscape and paver work to do in this acreage here is really the big process that we have in front of us to get open.
All right. Where are you going next?
Yep, we'll go down to Fins Up Beach Club.
Okay. I'll get this closed, Tom.
David, while we're walking downstairs, do you want to talk about the 33931 discount program?
Do you want me to do it up here, or do you want to go downstairs and do it?
Probably downstairs, because it's a little echoey in the staircase.
I don't want to run out of any power. We're at an hour and 8 minutes. That's good.
And I want to let you know that Deanne Osborne, our Vice President of Sales and Marketing, is answering questions for the live chat. Try to keep up with the great questions we're getting about the resort. And I'm really excited to talk about the local discount program. After we discuss it, I'm going to be sending you a link
So Ed, I said, you know, the audience could get sick of looking at kitchens. We don't have a genuine full kitchen down here at ground level behind La Di Da, but we do have a lot of support facilities, big walk-ins, keg coolers, freezers. I'm told by one of our refrigeration guys that that's a $90,000 ice maker. And we got one of the same size on the other side of the resort. In here, really important to the Fins Up Beach Club is the filtration system of the water and the entire water system. And I'll talk a little bit about that as we get out there. But this is the vault that the water travels through. You can see the size of the pipes, the plumbing that services the pool. And behind you are the filters, the sand filters. We are a chemical pool system. And the reason for that is because of the type of pool use that we have. A very party atmosphere, which the big part of that is that it's dense occupancy. Right. You know, I like to refer to as asshole to elbows dancing, you know, and live entertainment. And so the system of balancing the chemicals and the filtration needs to be able to adjust minute by minute, second by second. And saline pools can't do that. They just, it's impossible.
Every time is what it's all about. So liquid chemical, to be able to recover, to keep that balance all the time. And you really just can't achieve that if that's up with a saline. So people are going to be in the pool and they're going to stay in the pool with the sun station right there. So.
And one other aspect of the pool design is that initially our aquatics engineers concepted more of a water park, you know, lazy river and different water park type features. And I said, no, that's not what we are here. This is a party zone. This is not a water park. This is a beach club. Go to Las Vegas and experience some of their beautiful outdoor pool venues and, you know, live entertainment, bars, people dancing, and shallow pools where people just float around, walk, and socialize. That's what we're all about. I said, you know, I can envision, you know, at the peak of the day that there's 500 people, 700 people dancing in that pool. And they go, oh, now I get it. Now I get it. And then they switched to, we got rid of a island in the pool, we got rid of the lazy river, we set up the entertainment venue. But then it's like, well, what do you do when you go from 0 people to 500 people in a pool with the displacement of water? Right. You know, it's like, oh my gosh, we got to figure that out. So we have 2 vaults. I think it's 100,000 gallons of water can get displaced as people enter the pool, goes into the vaults, and then as people one by one step out, the water goes back into the pool. And that's how they accommodated that. So there's a lot of engineering behind this this venue out here.
So with 5 o'clock somewhere in the background, we're really proud to introduce our local discount program. And like I said, as soon as this broadcast is over, we're going to be sending you the link, and it's already on our website. So the 25% off locals and residents, people that have a driver's license 33931 and a recent utility bill. What we're going to do is we're going to set up a couple of mass sign-ups. The dates are going to be determined. We want to do it inside the building. So we're going to have everything set up so you come in, you show, we validate, and we'll send you an email, and you can put it on your wallet. And from that point on, you have the local discount right on your wallet. So you get 25% off food and beverage, retail, day passes, and it does not include room rates, but we have great Florida resident rates available. It doesn't include things that like our happy hour specials, things that are already a value. But think about your total food and beverage bill. It's good for you and one guest, but we feel like people will come in groups and utilize the outlet. So this local discount, after these mass signups, again, I know there's going to be a wave of people that are going to want to get signed up. After that, you can actually just book on our website when you want to come in and get it after that. So you'll just simply go on, it'll say sign up for local discount, you'll click, it'll give you times that are available to come into the hotel. There'll be somebody there to meet you, and they'll get you all signed up, ready to go.
Okay, so it's 33931.
Right.
takes you all the way out to Summerlin Road.
Okay,
It's basically the fire district. I mean, it's a huge area. It's not a sterile island. It's much bigger than a sterile island. Like I say, it goes all the way out to Summerlin.
Well, so we wanted to make it, there was a lot of details with this app-based program that we're using, which is, we had talked about it a couple times. I wasn't ready to roll. I want it to be perfect as it can be and easy to use. We have to train all of our staff as well, but it's a very generous offer. So this local discount, we hope to really be the place to come and enjoy all of these food and beverage outlets, buy day passes, and come and enjoy Margaritaville, Fort Myers Beach. We also are going to, like we said, we're going to have live music programmed 7 days a week, 3 different locations. So,
okay, so we didn't really talk about this bar here though.
This is 5 o'clock somewhere. And I don't know if you got a shot, like all of our bars, of course, they have hooks for purses and power everywhere. That was a great, I've never seen anything like that before. So this bar features 60 bar stools. So the bartenders here get a pretty fantastic view. Same with La Di Da, really. So there's about 120 restaurant seats, 60 bar stools at Fins Up Beach Club. But 500 Chase lounge chairs, we serve all of those. And there's 48 seats in the cabana. So when Tom talks about having 500 people in the pool, well, we can have 750 to 800 people in the beach club, if not more. So it's really built to have a large crowd of people having a really good time.
If I could just add to that, too, to that occupancy load that David refers to. With your wristband, if you're a day pass or a resort guest, you can come and go all day long. You're not trapped inside the controlled space of the beach club. You can come and go all day long. We have the Chase lounges on the beach that are additional capacity to that as well. And somebody that a day pass or a resort guest can actually reserve, can they not, a Chase lounge? Or
Yes.
how does that work?
So through real-time reservations, you can reserve. So if you want to be inside here, we have free chairs. We have premium reserve chairs, but you can also reserve. Our vendor on the beach will have 300 umbrellas, beach chairs, and a little table, which I insisted on, and it's got a little cup holder on the table. So,
David, is everything around the pool going to be sand?
no,
Okay.
only to right here. So this section that Tom pointed out up there, and then we start getting into pavers.
We're running out of juice, so we're sharing a microphone now, but something I failed to mention, it's on both sides, the Bayside Resort and the Beachside Resort, is we have 100% of our on-premise stormwater treatment and filtering. And this is an example. This will get covered up with pavers, but you see all this concrete here?
Yeah.
These are vaults. So throughout this space on this side of Estero Boulevard are these vaults, connected up with vaults that are underneath that entire building. This parking garage, that entire building is full of vaults. So the water filters here, transfers over to the Bayside Resort, goes through those vaults, and then after it fully flows through the whole French, system, the overflow would go out into the canal. But the overflow really should only occur when we have storm events. Otherwise, it will soak into the ground and just naturally filter. So the whole property is fully compliant on all stormwater treatment.
Right. So Ed, we're happy about the local discount program. I know you've been asking me about that for a long time. I want to make sure there's no questions about that. All the information, all the questions you could have are out there. Deanne's actively. We are also on Thursday, we're dropping a cyber sale, which is going to be 25% off of our rates. And you can get for rooms, as well as breakfast for 2, valued up to $40. So again, you can go onto our website and get all those details. And then soon to come are the New Year's Eve plans. And those are going to be, we have live music planned, we have special food and beverage, we have a special menu in JWB. La Di Da is open as well. So if you're a hotel guest, you have access to all of these things. We're going to sell admission for $25 to these events, and you'll be able to buy and come and get wristbands to get into this. And we're going to make it fantastic. We're so happy that there's fireworks going on this New Year's Eve. So imagine being up on that terrace with live music, dancing, great food and beverage, and then fireworks to cap it all off.
The last thing you were going to tell me about was what the pavers.
Sure.
Surface is going to be, and then we'll wrap it up.
And while you go there, I just want to make another point about turtles, because I'm asked this question routinely. You know, you see signage on La-Di-Da and JWBs, and there'll be signage on 5 o'clock somewhere as well. None of it is illuminated. It's not a turtle hazard, any of it.
Okay, it's all going to be pavers.
Yeah, so it's all going to be pavers. There's a delineation to my right here, which is where the CCCL line is. We can't have any improvements. That's going to be sandy beach. And the only reason that there's pilings between here and there is that we have walkways to the rows of chase lounges that will be oriented to the Gulf. They'll be inside the beach club. There will not be a fence here, just a little rope to guide people down walkways. And then there's rinse-off zones where you go from the sandy chase lounge area of the Fins Up Beach Club to the paver area and the pool area where you rinse off your sand. But over here now you can kind of see the expanse of the club here. As David said, straight ahead there by Wasting Away is Wastina Way, I should say, is where the cabanas will be. Yeah, yeah, pavers is exciting for David and I to see this. That we're finally at this stage. These gaps here that you're seeing in the pavers are where full-size palm trees will be planted.
No kidding. Yeah.
Massive quantity of palm trees and other vegetation coming in here. There'll be quite a bit of shade. We lost some beautiful coconut palms here with Ian that we can't replace because of the town code. But we do have one that we retained. Otherwise, again, the vegetation plan will be fully compliant with town code. Maybe we walk over to Salty Rim and wrap it up?
Sure.
Here you go, David.
Thank you. Like Tom said, this is a really good moment because with putting pavers down, 80% of the work is just getting ready. So they're flying. So this is my first walk on the pavers around the pool. So the Salty Rim, which you can kind of see in the corner. So when we open, the bar will be opened, but the spot to the right is actually designed to have some special food in it. And Tom likes to call it our concession food. And what it's going to feature is a lineup of gourmet hot dogs and pizza. And
Where is this going?
you can only get that over here. And part of the uniqueness of the Salty Rim is that if we're not getting your cocktail to you fast enough, you can you can step right up and go and get one yourself. And we try to do something signature in each one of our outlets, so it's just not a sea of sameness with food and beverage. So Salty Rim Bar is just a simple walk-up bar, but it's got signature cocktails, really featuring our great lineup of frozen cocktails here.
Was it plan to have that there? Okay.
Yeah. And then next to it is where you're going to be able to walk up and get like the special food. And the idea is that, you know, you're walking around with like a gourmet hot dog and people are like, where'd you get that? And you go, oh, you got to walk up to Salty Rim and get that. So you can get an idea of how, you know, close we are to 5 o'clock summer, how it lays out here. You've got live music playing right there.
And of course the bathrooms here on the right.
So
You gotta have bathrooms convenient at ground level for the venue.
Oh, yeah.
of nature.
I don't think you want to walk into the bathrooms. If you want to,
No, I'm
you
good
certainly
now.
can. There's no light in there, but there are bathrooms in here. The towel pickup is right here. The check-in.
Where the entertainment's
That's the
gonna be?
This is
entertainment
the live
stage.
sound
It's
stage.
gonna get elevated. There'll be an elevated platform.
So there's a check-in kiosk. So hotel guests will get their wristbands when they check in. They'll swipe into the gate. They'll get their towels right here to the right. And then they're off to experience Fins Up Beach Club. Day pass guests, you can order your wristbands ahead of time. You can pick them up. You can come in and buy them too. So you can do it ahead of time. and if you have the local discount applied, I think you have all the terms are on there, but I think it's the local discount for day passes is you with 3 other guests, up to 4 it applies for, if not more. So I apologize if I get that one detail, but it's generous, and it's a 25% discount on whatever the rate is that we're selling that day.
Any final thoughts?
Yeah, just one. Yeah. Just one. If we walk out here to the street. By the way, this the signalization and stoplights that's not a TPI thing. This one here is actually Lee County. The one over at Old San Carlos is town of Fort Myers Beach, and there's going to be one at the base of Matanzas Bridge on the San Carlos side, which is going to be an F.1. But we got a fantastic mural that's going to liven up this wall here of the old cigar hut. Always was just a blank wall, but it's going to be Jimmy Buffett's albatross plane landing, pulling up to a beach down in the Caribbean. We have another mural that's going to go up in that teal-colored zone of the main resort building, and then on the beachside resort building along Estero Boulevard, there's a mural that's going to go in there. Landscape is just going to be phenomenal. I mean, wait till you see that. I mean, it's just really starting. There's so many mature palm trees and vegetation that's going to go in throughout the perimeter of the resort, the perimeter of the Sunset Terrace, and the Fins Up Beach Club. So I think that might be a wrap. Right. Thank you, Ed.
Thank you, Tom. Anything final, David?
No, this is just exciting. When you see the construction workers taking pictures of the resort that they're working on, that's a great feeling. So it's been a pleasure to spend some time with you today. Hope you enjoyed it.